Hi friends, I have a purse here that I picked up at a thrift store, and my plan is to take this purse and turn it into a steampunk journal cover. So I just want to show you the purse. Here's the inside. It has a plastic liner in it. The outside is like patent leather, but I don't know truly what patent leather is, but I know this is made to look like it. But this clearly is not leather. It's more of a vinyl, a very thick vinyl. But it's obviously made to look like patent leather. Unless patent leather is really vinyl, I actually don't know. Okay, you guys know I like to look things up. I don't like not knowing. So I looked it up, and patent leather is actually real leather that has been polished several times, many times, to make it look shiny. So clearly this is not real leather, but it's very cool looking. It's got this bronze color to it. It's got this beautiful shine on it. I'm really looking forward to the challenge of turning this into a journal cover. Now, some of you, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of it completed. So you would have seen that already finished. But I'm going to show you how I did it. Now, I don't have plans on these things. I have to grab them, I have to look at them, and then figure out what I think is the best way to turn it into a cover. So as you can see, I'm using scissors and I'm cutting down the sides because we know we have to get rid of the sides of the purse. Otherwise, it can't be like a book cover. When I do a project like this, I like to not have interruptions. I really want to be able to think quietly, and I take my time because I'd rather process it, really think about it, because once you do something like removing a piece of it, you can't put it back on. So I do take my time when I do this sort of thing. So, as mentioned, I am going to cut both of the sides off of the purse, and then we'll take a look at it and see what I need to do next. That's done. Let's open it up and see what we have to work with. Okay, the zipper works fine, so that's good, but we've got this really weird part here that it's sticking up like a triangle or something like that. This, I don't know, it's weird. I got to get rid of it. It's not going to work. I tried bending it, forcing it, and all of that, but I noticed it was sewn into this shape. So I grabbed my razor blade here and I am removing the stitches, and I'm hoping that's going to help. It's definitely more flexible now, but it's still holding that shape. And I'm going to show it to you from above. Here it is from above, so check that out. It's just really firm. It's even though I can press it down, I can get some flexibility out of it, but it's not going to stop making that shape. So I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and somehow get into it and remove whatever it is that is making that shape stay that way. So again, before I dive in with scissors or anything else, I'm really trying to study this and figure out what I think might be going on in there. I'm going to start by using my razor tool, and I'm just going to slice down this area here so I can expose whatever it is that's going on. I could feel a natural joint there, which is why I chose to cut it there. I'm going to go ahead and cut the other side of this plastic because I think we just have to get rid of it. Some of it tore off the top pretty easily, which was nice. So I'm slicing the other side, pulling that out, and then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the cardboard as well, because you can see, now that you can see it, there's nothing I can do about that except for get rid of it. We've got to make sure that I can flatten this spine. It's a little bit of a quandary to me of how to get to it, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut one of the pieces of cardboard in half and then just tug at it. I'm being careful. I don't want to rip any stitching or anything like that, but I just want to get that out of there. Now we we can see that this is a lot better than it was. It's laying a little more flat, but it's not where we need it. So I've got to consider what I'm going to do to make it go flat. Here it is from the top, just so you can see what I'm dealing with here. Now, when it turns into a journal, it's going to sit like this, more of a rectangle shape. So looking at this whole project, we know that both sides have to match. So the spine has to be the same width as the closure. Actually, I should say the closure has to be the same width as the spine. So with that in mind, that means I need to cut the closure off because I'm going to have to make it wider. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Just so you guys know, I will have the flip through coming up soon, and I will also have the completed journal listed in my Etsy shop. Okay, I've got that cut off, and now we have what looks like would be just a regular book cover. But I do want to use the closure because it's fantastic. It's got a magnet on it and everything. So I'm snapping it on. I'm sort of looking at it, and I need to make a spine. I need to make a fresh one on this side. So that they both match. The width matches on both sides. There's some little bits of cardboard still stuck in this sewn area, so I grabbed my needle nose pliers. I usually use them for when I make jewelry or bead dangles or whatever, but they are nice and pointy, so they're going to get in there and grab that cardboard and get that out of there for me. We don't want any like trash hanging around. We want to get this as clean as we possibly can. I'm ready now to make what is going to be the actual spine that I'm going to sew the signatures to. And it's this piece here that we can't get flat. I need to know what's under there. So I'm just going to snip this fabric a little bit just so I can peek inside and make sure there is nothing in there that's going to hinder us from making a flat spine. I do see some fabric in there, and there's a little bit of a wrinkle in it, but honestly, I don't think that's going to be any problem. I've grabbed 2 pieces of cardboard, and I'm going to turn those into, one will be the spine, and the other will be, not really a spine, but the closure, on the closure side. And I'm measuring it. As you can see, I folded up the bottom. I'm tucking in the top there where I want it to sort of, sink into that area. So I'm going to cut the length first, and then I'll go ahead and measure what we need for the width, and I'll cut that. These might have been Amazon boxes. I'm not 100% sure, but they're nice thick cardboard. I needed them to be thick so that they would not bend. I've got the length right, so now I need to go ahead and get the width right. I'm going to use a ruler so that I can get a nice straight line, and then I'll just cut it with my scissors. Because there's fabric right there and I'm going to adhere the cardboard to the fabric, I feel very, very comfortable using my hot glue gun to do that. I'm just using that clay pot there just to weigh it down, put a little weight on it while I was working the area below it. All right, this is in. Let's have a look now at the spine to see if it's straighter than it was. And it is. It's much straighter than it was. So I am very, very happy with that. There is a piece of the vinyl sort of sticking out. You could see it there. That is not a problem. We're not going to worry about that. We'll worry about that when we have to worry about that. Everything's sort of in a crude stage right now, as should be expected. And now we're going to make a matching, we'll call it a spine. It's not going to be a spine, but we're going to make a matching spine for the other side. Let's call it the closure. We'll make a matching width closure. Starting with the basics on this, obviously we need to get the height and the width correct, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. Now for the tricky part. I need to attach this cardboard to both of the purse pieces. This probably is not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but it's definitely not impossible. As you can see, I have my masking tape here. Masking tape is pretty easy to work with, and that's why I chose to use it. I'm putting a strip of it on the cardboard that's actually on the closure side. There's actually cardboard under the fabric or the plastic, whatever that is that you see there in black. So I'm taping that cardboard over to the new piece of cardboard that I just cut. This is a little bit tedious, but just take your time. Don't sweat it. Just relax. Take it one step at a time. Now, to make sure that this thing will last for many, 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 many years, I am going to also add some duct tape. Now, I chose this gold duct tape because I have it in my stash, but honestly, everything's going to be covered and you could use whatever color you have. I just happen to have this. It's going to sort of match, so I'm going to use it, but again, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that duct tape is strong, resilient, and very gluey. Well, sticky, I should say. I have this in 8 times speed, so you know it took a little bit of time to do both sides. But that's okay. We take it one step at a time. We don't stress about it. Right now we're going to line it up and we're going to see if it's working or if I need to make any adjustments. So I'm checking this out, and you can see on the bottom right of the screen there was sort of this, I don't know, bulge or something. Something's off. So I need to make an adjustment. It looks like if I really want to square this off, I'm going to have to take a little bit off of the cardboard edge. So when you look at it and you see it looking pretty square, you'll see the cardboard in the upper right, see it sticking out. So that's how much we need to take off. Now that the size fits, I need to go ahead and attach the cardboard to the purse, which is now quickly becoming the journal cover. So I had attached it to the, well, what do we want to call that front piece? The closure. I had attached it to the closure, so now I'm attaching it to what will be the back of the journal. Starting off by using some small pieces of, not duct tape, but masking tape. That's to stabilize everything, keep it from moving around and shifting, and then I'll go ahead and add some duct tape to it. Once I get this attached and I feel confident that it's on there, it's not going anywhere, we're not going to have any issues, then I'm going to go ahead and cover this piece with the exposed cardboard. I'm going to cover it with some fabric, and actually I found some really pretty lacy fabric that I have in a kind of a creamy beige color. It'll go really nicely with this copper color, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and put on the spine. I did not do that particular process on camera. However, coming up in just a few seconds, I will show it to you. And what I had was a curtain, and on the bottom of the curtain was this lace, so it was a 2-ply. very sheer fabric, which is great that it was 2-ply actually. So I ended up cutting it long enough to simply wrap around this section that I'm putting the tape on. I wrapped it around, I glued it in place, and I'm happy with how it looks. Look at it, it looks great. So I believe I'm going to probably use the same one on this side once I get the signatures sewn in. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it gave you some good, useful hints on how to take a purse and turn it into a journal cover. If you get a purse that's basically this shape, these techniques will work just fine for you. Don't be afraid to do it. It's only a purse. Thanks for watching. See you soon.